Hi everyone, it's meteorologist Terry Swails and you're on tswails.com, and this is the scene here in the Quad Cities as the Mississippi River continues to flood. There's the old ballpark down there, but it's high and dry thanks to the new flood protection the city has put in. But the river is still running very, very high, almost 21 feet. That's the sixth highest all-time crest here in the Quad Cities. But the good news is that the Mississippi is now slowly receding. But there are some other weather issues we'll have to deal with today, and one is the possibility of some late afternoon or evening severe thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center has put out a slight risk of severe weather today through much of eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, and up into about the southern two-thirds of Wisconsin. And so we'll be watching closely for the development of scattered storms later on today. There's even an outside chance that one or two stray tornadoes could form, but those would be generally north of Interstate 80, and the chance of that happening in any one location is generally 5% or less, so not a great chance for tornadoes today. Winds, though, that could be another story. There's the possibility of some 60-65 mile per hour wind gusts in some of the stronger updrafts. And again, you can see the best potential there is from the Quad Cities north and east, and that would not be until very late afternoon or during the evening hours. So here's one of the key things that's going on out there today. Some sunshine has broken out now through southeastern Iowa, and that is now moving into much of Illinois. And that's a key ingredient because if you get the sunshine, your temperatures start to warm, and that generates the instability that would drive any strong thunderstorms. Here you're looking at the actual temperatures, which are forecast for highs. And here in the Quad Cities, this high-res model actually has us up to 89. I'm thinking that's probably going to be a bit of a push today, but somewhere around 87 seems to be a pretty good possibility. And the dew points are also going to be pretty high too. This is what we're looking at for dew points, and they have us up to 77 in the Quad Cities and all throughout eastern Iowa and southern Wisconsin and point south. The dew points well into the 70s today should make for some pretty uncomfortable conditions, especially where those temperatures reach into the mid-80s. So when you've got humidity and you've got warm temperatures, you've got instability. And these are the capes that are forecast late this afternoon. This is convective available potential energy, and some of the capes are shown reaching up to around 5,000 joules. That's down at the surface. So that's a very unstable air mass. There's no question about that. So we'll have to watch for these storms to pop here once we get the convective temperatures reached later on this afternoon. And this is the actual index for the potential of supercells, and it does show that threat is out there. There's enough shear today for a few of those to pop somewhere in eastern Iowa, maybe southern Wisconsin, and far northwestern Illinois. So rotating thunderstorms are the ones that generally going to get you your higher winds, your hail, and perhaps a couple of isolated tornadoes. Now you're looking at the simulated radar here, and this is right towards the evening, and you can see it does show some thunderstorms in a cluster there that extend from about the Quad Cities back towards Cedar Rapids and then a little south of Des Moines. Models, again, have a difficult time of forecasting the exact placement of these thunderstorms and the timing, but again, the trends are late afternoon and early evening anywhere ahead of this cold front that'll be dropping southward into eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. I'd say the storms probably be around through the evening hours before they tend to fizzle out here by midnight tonight. Now here's a key aspect of the forecast. It's how much rain will come out of these things. And overall, the general trend here is for rainfall totals that would be around a half an inch or less. Very good news with all the high water in area rivers and streams around eastern Iowa and western Illinois. Now that does not mean there could not be a few isolated thunderstorms that dump up to an inch of rain, but if that's the case and they stay fairly isolated, I don't think it should cause any major problems on the area rivers. However, with the ground as saturated as it is, there could be some spots that do get some localized flash flooding. I think that's the real concern as far as this afternoon and evening is concerned, along with the threat of a few isolated strong storms. Then tomorrow this front begins to sag southward, and the good news here too is that I think it's going to get down into Missouri, far northern Missouri and central Illinois, and that means tomorrow's heaviest rains should form in that general part of the Midwest. And so anything that develops down there, which could be quite significant, 2 or 3 inch rains, that water runs off southward into Missouri and southern Illinois and does not impact our region. So if it occurs the way it's expected to here right now, I don't think we're going to have too many more problems with flooding around here once we get through the big thunderstorms that we're anticipating later on tonight and this evening. And even those appear to be fairly scattered in nature. So we'll be keeping an eye on the situation here as the day unfolds. We'll have more on tswails.com. But for now, that's all I got for you. Roll weather and have yourself a good day.